Hello friends, welcome to English with Rich. இந்த வீடியோல English Grammar and Exercises 3 bookல உள்ள The Present Perfect Tense பற்றி பார்க்கலாம். We said in lesson 1 that the present perfect tense joins the past to the present. You will see that this is also true in sentences like the following. First sentence, Henry's uncle went to Canada when he was 20 years old and he has lived in Canada for 30 years. Second sentence, the old woman has been ill for 6 months and she is still in hospital. The first sentence means that Henry's uncle began to live in Canada 30 years ago, when he was 20 years old and he still lives there. The second sentence means that the old woman's illness began 6 months ago and continues until now. First sentence பார்த்தோம்னா ஹென்ரியினுடைய அங்கிள் கனடாவில் 30 இயர்ஸுக்கு முன்னமே வசிக்க தொடங்கிவிட்டார். அத்துடன் அவர் இன்னும் அங்குதான் வசித்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். செகண்ட் சென்டென்ஸை பொறுத்தவரையில் அந்த வயதான பெண்ணிற்கு 6 மாதத்திற்கு முன்னமே நோய்வாய்ப்பட்டு விட்டார். அத்துடன் அவர் இன்னமும் வைத்தியசாலையில் உள்ளார். We use the present perfect tense has lived and has been because we are speaking in each sentence about a time which began in the past and which continues until the present. The present perfect tense in these sentences join the past to the present. Here are some more sentences in which the present perfect tense is used because we are speaking about a time which began in the past and which continues until the present. We have waited 10 minutes for a bus and we are still waiting at the bus stop. Mr. Brown has taught English for many years and he still teaches English. Tom's grandfather has played chess for nearly 50 years and he still plays once a week. I haven't seen my friend for a week, but I'm going to see him tomorrow. It hasn't rained for 2 days and it's not raining now. Complete the following sentences which the present perfect tense of the verb stem in brackets. I wear this shirt for 2 days and I'm wearing it now. I have worn this shirt for 2 days and I'm wearing it now. The children be asleep for 8 hours and they are still asleep. The children have been asleep for 8 hours and they are still asleep. Mary have a cold for a week and she still has a cold. Mary has had a cold for a week and she still has a cold. Egyptian farmers grow cotton for many years and they still grow a lot of cotton every year. Egyptian farmers have grown cotton for many years and they still grow a lot of cotton every year. The doctor is very busy and he not have a holiday for 2 years. The doctor is very busy and he has not had a holiday for 2 years. The taxi driver drives the same car for 10 years but he wants to buy a new one soon. The taxi driver has driven the same car for 10 years but he wants to buy a new one soon. Jack's shoes are very dirty. He not clean them for a week. Jack's shoes are very dirty. He hasn't cleaned them for a week. The old man never reads a newspaper now. He not read a newspaper for a long time. The old man never reads a newspaper now. He has not read a newspaper for a long time. The thief is in prison. He be in prison for 5 months. The thief is in prison. He has been in prison for 5 months. I eat nothing for 6 hours, but I am still not hungry. I have eaten nothing for 6 hours, but I am still not hungry. Complete the following sentences with present perfect tense. You will find the right verb in the second part of each sentence. For example, I dashed this pen for 10 years and I am still using it. The right verb is use, which is regular verb. So the regular answer is I have used this pen for 10 years and I am still using it. First sentence, it dash for 3 hours and it is still raining. Ittukku vara helping verb has, it has. Idukana main verb rain. It has rained past participle amarum. It has rained for 3 hours and it is still raining. Elizabeth dash Queen of England for about 25 years and she is still queen. Elizabeth helping verb has, is in present verb kana past participle been. Elizabeth has been Queen of England for about 25 years and she is still queen. I dash Mr. and Mrs. Smith for a long time and I still know them. I இதுக்கு வர helping verb have, I have. இதில் உள்ள main verb know. I have past participle known. I have known Mr. and Mrs. Smith for a long time and I still know them. Mr. and Mrs. Smith dash in the same house for 30 years and they are still living in it. Mr. and Mrs. Smith have dash. அதில் வர helping verb live. Live past participle verb lived. Mr. and Mrs. Smith have lived in the same house for 30 years and they are still living in it. The postman dash that old bicycle for many years and he still rides it every day. The postman has ridden that old bicycle for many years and he still rides it every day. Jack's father dash a car for 2 years and he still has it. Jack's father has had a car for 2 years and he still has it. Jack and Tom dash in the same class for 2 years and they are still in the same class. Jack and Tom have been in the same class for 2 years and they are still in the same class. The old doctor dash hard for nearly 50 years and he still works hard. The old doctor has worked hard for nearly 50 years and he still works hard. Those poor children dash nothing to eat for 12 hours and they still have nothing to eat. Those poor children have had nothing to eat for 12 hours and they still have nothing to eat. The Great Pyramid dash for thousands of years and it is still standing. The Great Pyramid has stood for thousands of years and it is still standing. Read the following sentences. Notice the time when they are said. Said at 11 o'clock in the morning, I haven't read the newspaper this morning. Said at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 6 hours late, I didn't read the newspaper this morning. In the first sentence, which contain the present perfect tense, haven't read. The morning is not yet finished. In the second sentence, the morning is finished, it is the afternoon and we use the past tense didn't read. Said on morning, Jack has worked very hard today. Said on Tuesday the next day, Jack worked very hard yesterday. In sentence 1, which contains the present perfect tense, has worked. Monday is not yet finished. In sentence 2, Monday is finished, it is now Tuesday and we use the past tense worked. We learned from these sentences that we use the present perfect tense when we are speaking about a time which is not yet finished. Here are some more examples. Notice again when sentences are said. Said on December 20th, the month is not yet finished. I have been to cinema twice this month. Said in September, the month is not yet finished. Jack's father hasn't saved any money this year. Set before midnight, the day is not yet finished. Have you seen Mr. Smith today? The following words are often used to express the time which is not yet finished. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, today, tonight, this month, this year. Complete the following sentences with the present perfect tense of the verb stem in brackets. Jack's father spent a lot of money this year. Jack's father has spent a lot of money this year. Those poor children eat nothing today. Those poor children have eaten nothing today. We have 3 English lessons this week. We have had 3 English lessons this week. It rained nearly every day this winter. It has rained nearly every day this winter. I write 3 letters this afternoon. I have written 3 letters this afternoon. Jack be absent from school only once this year. Jack has been absent from school only once this year. The lazy servant do very little work today. The lazy servant has done very little work today. Ahmed borrowed 3 books from the library this month. Ahmed has borrowed 3 books from the library this month. Nobody come to see me this evening. Nobody has come to see me this evening. The doctor be busy in the hospital all night. The doctor has been busy in the hospital all night. Read these 2 sentences. Jack hasn't done his homework yet. Jack hasn't yet done his homework. In these sentences, the negative verb and yet also express a time which is not finished. Notice the 2 position of yet at the end of the sentence or between the helping verb hasn't and the past participle done. Complete the following sentences with the negative present perfect tense of the verb stem in brackets. Put yet in one or the other of the 2 positions. It is 9 o'clock, but the shopkeeper opened his shop. It is 9 o'clock, but the shopkeeper hasn't yet opened his shop. I bought these books a week ago, but I pay for them. I bought these books a week ago, but I haven't yet paid for them. Mary wear her new dress. Mary hasn't worn her new dress yet. Ahmed has lost his watch and he find it. Ahmed has lost his watch and he hasn't found it yet. The farmers sell their cottons. The farmers haven't sold their cotton yet. He is 18 years old, but he leaves school. Ali is 18 years old, but he hasn't left school yet. Tom wants a dictionary, but he buy one. Tom wants a dictionary, but he hasn't bought one yet. The doctor is still in the hospital, he go home. The doctor is still in the hospital, he hasn't gone home yet. It is very early and the sun rise. It is very early and the sun hasn't risen yet. We finished this lesson. We haven't finished this lesson yet. In questions and answers like the following, we are also thinking of time which is not yet finished, as you will see from the words in brackets. For this reason, the present perfect tense is used. Have you been to America in your life which is not yet finished? Or have you ever been to America? No, I have never been to America in my life which is not yet finished. Or, yes, I have been to America once. Notice the position of ever and never before the past participle been. Answer these questions with complete sentences using present perfect tenses and never. Have you ever ridden on an elephant? Have you ever spoken to a king? Have you ever climbed a mountain? Have you ever driven a car? Have you ever been in a plane? Has the teacher ever beaten you? Has that big dog ever bitten anyone? Has that cat ever caught a bird? Has your father ever been to France? Has that bus driver ever had an accident? Write the questions using present perfect tense and never, to which the following sentences are full answers. The first two are done for you. Yes, I have visited the zoo several times. Have you ever visited the zoo? No, Jack has never forgotten to do this homework. Has Jack ever forgotten to do this homework? No, I have never broken my arm. Have you ever broken your arm? Yes, I have sometimes forgotten to bring my English books to school. Have you ever forgotten to bring your English book to school? Has Mary ever failed examination? No, the baby has never been ill. Has the baby ever been ill? Yes, I have often drunk tea without sugar. Have you ever drunk tea without sugar? No, the old woman has never traveled by air. Has the old woman ever traveled by air? No, I have never used a typewriter. Have you ever used a typewriter? Yes, Jack and Tom have sent a queen in her car 3 or 4 times. Have Jack and Tom ever seen the queen? Yes, that busy man has sometimes worked all night. Has that busy man ever worked all night? Yes, Mary has been to London once. Has Mary ever been to London? Thanks for watching.